raised alarm, particularly in what appears to be the shrinking civic space. Considerable threats against fundamental freedoms, such as that of expression and divergence of political views and the respect of the rule of law, appears to be on the decline. The democracy and freedom that the Gambian people fought for, to the extent of some losing their lives in the process, we jealously guard. These fundamental freedoms are non-negotiable, and civil society protects it. Considering how far we have gone as a nation, democratic backsliding is not acceptable by anyone, let alone the civil society. As a nation, rule of law must guide our actions. Section 19 of the 1997 Constitution has made it clear, absolutely clear, that every individual's rights to personal liberty is guaranteed. We want to use this opportunity to call on the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, the Ministry for the Interior, Inspector General of Police, and National Assembly Select Committee on Human Rights to step up to the table and perform their duty to uphold the rights and ensure the safety of the people they are charged to protect. To conclude, we reiterate our call for judicial reform, as there are many loopholes in our criminal justice system. The issue of arrest and detention without probable cause should be seriously looked into, as there are instances of it more so to be released on bail while there are no charges made against the people. We still call for the implementation of this security sector reform in all facets. Critical reforms are needed in this sector to ensure human-centered security in this country instead of state-centered security. We as civil society categorically make it clear that we will continue to safeguard the right of the people and will not let the Gambia plunge into authoritarian rule. We thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. She reiterated civil society's commitment in promoting and advancing human rights in this country. I just want to briefly add that the government should know that government is the primary duty bearer when it comes to protection and promotion of human rights in any country, and Gambia included. I also want to remind all of us together from her statement that indeed recent developments in our country, no doubt, raise concerns about how genuine our government is with regards to the reforms that she mentioned. At this juncture, I would like to use this opportunity personally to draw the attention of the international community to what seems to be seemingly sinking space in our country. The issues of Madi, for instance, our colleagues in the civil society, I must mention names. Madi, for instance, Alaji Bora, these are all our fellow citizens in this country. What happens to them is undone. It could happen to any one of us. It's about human rights. Touch one, touch all. At this stage, I want to invite questions from the members of the press. We have all CSO leaders here who are present. Anyone who has an answer will definitely respond to anything that you want to say. The floor is open. Yes.
Apart from issuing statements, whether you are any other branch, because we have six statements being issued here and there, and no action is being taken by the government. Now, whether you have other plans.
Thank you. Ma, you want to respond?
Yes, thank you for that question. Yes, civil society, as you might know, we have been having series of meetings. So we are making our plans, and we have strategies which we will inform as time goes on, as they are developed. Well, we have we have our long-term strategy, short-term strategy. So, like this press conference is one of them. And as time goes on, you will see what we are planning.
Thank you. You want to add something, Mr. Gomez? Sure, please.
Thank you very much. Can you come to the podium? Sorry.
Thank you. We want to seize this opportunity to thank the media to come and answer to this press conference, our call to this press conference. Just to add on what Madam Chair was saying, one of the strategies is really to meet those who matter in terms of, number one, have a meeting with the IGP, the Minister of Interior, the Attorney General's Chamber. Let's go and meet some people, at least to discuss some of the issues, engage them, have a dialogue with them. Because we feel having a dialogue with some people responsible in this country can also maybe pay to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. By the way, Mr. Gomez is the Vice Chair of the Board of Tango. You have something to say? Sure.
I'm Mamba Busso from YAPSI, one of the oldest local NGOs. One thing I just want to protest on the chairperson's statement, that we and government, we are partners in development. We complement government efforts. True, government is the number one duty bearer, but we also, CSOs, we also have a role to play in democracy, in fostering good governance. We have to go along with government so that there is peace, there is democracy, there is human rights. That's the role of civil society, to complement government efforts. We are not enemies. We have to make sure that what we have achieved is nurtured, as he rightly said. Nurturing democracy, nurturing peace, it needs all hands on deck so that we can achieve our objective. We have seen the sub-region being in turmoil. We have seen wars taking place all over the continent. So we have to be very mindful. Gambia is the safe haven of the sub-region. We have seen that. We have seen the amount of refugees coming into our country. So being the case, let us nurture peace and democracy. Yes, we have our strategy, but we cannot disclose all our strategies. We are moving towards the state. We will sit with them because we are not enemies. We are partners in development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. GASO, please.
Hello, good morning everybody. My name is Demba Jao. I'm sure most of you know me. Anyway, as you may be aware, I was recently elected as the chairman of the Victim Center. For that reason, we know that we've already got a lot of victims in this country during the GAM era. In fact, I always say more than half of the population of the Gambia were victims of GAM. But a few of those victims decided to come together to form the Victim Center. And we cannot afford to have more victims. Definitely, that's not what we expected. When we came out under the hot sun in 2016 to vote for President Barrow, we didn't expect definitely for him to become another Yaya Jammeh. So let's be very, very resolute as far as civil society is concerned. Let's ensure that the democratic space that we fought so hard to achieve will definitely let it go. We will definitely never allow that because we Gambians were very, very complacent during the Jammeh era. Gradually, he became a monster, and we allowed him to. But I can assure President Barrow and the members of his government that Gambians will never, never allow that to happen again. So let us be quite resolute, and I thank you very much for the attention.
Thank you very much, DA. The message is very clear. Gambians will never allow dictatorship to come back to this country. President?
Yes. Thank you very much. Yusuf Taylor for Gynaco News.
Yes.
So my question is about the president's statement. Because the president's office came out with a statement pretty much trying to set the context of what they were saying. What is your position as civil society with regards to what the president has said? Do you agree with him in his statement that is pretty much, there's nothing, there's no fuss regarding, what he said in his explanation.
Thank you, sir.
Have you seen the president's statement?
The press release, yes.
What is your reaction?
Our reaction is just like our statement said. We are watching what's happening, and we are not going to accept any backsliding. That's what our reaction is. Anybody else wants to say?
Thank you. One more or a few more questions? Yes. Somebody else? Yes. Your media house and your name? Okay.
There was a statement. I'm sure you must have missed this statement. We had a statement immediately after. Immediately after we had a statement. And then of course, this is an organization, and so we have to meet. We have to have everybody agree on our next steps. Like I said, the press conference is one of the strategies that we were fulfilling. But statement came right away to answer.
I had you saying one of your presidents saying that you'll be having dialogue with the relevant stakeholders, the IGP, and then the Attorney General of Kenya. Now, what is your set objective on that dialogue, and what do you aim to achieve from that dialogue, and what would be your next step aside from the dialogue?
So, like Mr. Gomez said, dialogue is the short term that we've been looking at. And we hope to achieve, when we have the dialogue, we hope to achieve that we understanding that these things are not acceptable by not just civil society, but the nation at large. So we hope that they will address these things and reset the whatever is happening. But if that doesn't work, we will take the next step whenever possible. No, we cannot, I cannot. It's political appointed, but also he has to follow the constitution of the Gambia. And so we have to remind them that we live by the constitution of the Gambia.
Any more question? Final? Is that the final question? Okay, Keva answer you. Yes, go ahead.
I want us to ask, because we have seen the president using this platform to downgrade a victim to the person of Senegal to the lady of Ghana. So I would like to know, as like, Sena, what is the position of the victim center as far as the meaning of the victims is from no other person than the president. Whether you have to plan for how
Maybe I do not understand your question very well.
I'm trying to say we are still president, trying to, downgrade like that. In fact, refuse to, call her by names. That this is that person did that. So, like, he's trying to reduce it. I wanted to know whether, you are concerned with it, because it isn't knowing what transpired in the Gambia and what these people were doing. If the president is reducing those people in public, whether you are concerned about that as the head of the people.
Well, of course, we are definitely very much concerned about any attempt, to kind of belittle the victims, because we all know what they have gone through. We are aware of, how some people paid for it with their lives, some people paid for it with their limbs, and then it's so serious. So we expect everybody to have a lot of respect for the victims. And as I said, we do not want to have any more victims, definitely. And as we said again, President Jammeh used that platform. And the platform he used was GRTS, which is which is video, a public service broadcaster, which belongs to all Gambians. So if he uses the GRTS, and the people he is actually castigating on GRTS have no right to respond to the GRTS, I think that's very, unfair and very unethical. So I expected the GRTS to take, their responsibility, and I am sure that they give equal opportunity to all Gambians, but definitely not one side.